Kubor ka Batisi TV. Lawan Rashapi da ka Frank Motors. The dark is here to rule.
Ka IZ Group of Institution Bangalore. Kadai ke college babahatam nagabanta ke jingkuli nursing but paramedical course, hospital training, pinyo scholarship but 6% ka kam, haki hospital bahedo India but shabarni. Nabanta ke jingkuli ka jingsio ka barek but pila bandai group ban kuli da ka education loan. Pila aruban chukola ho number kandai nyo saw san riu pranot. Lani kandai pran riu license, riu kandai pra. Dr. Dipankar Das, Ubadai Chief Interventional Cardiologist, Unsawan Hanongba Shillong, Haka Arpinu Turek Ujamang Arjar Pulai, ha Woodland Hospital, Bat Pila Banle Ikandu, Nadu Kapor Katwi Biji Sheneng, Bat Pila Ruban Shukol, how number 90890-97907.
Shisnam Tam Minchwa, Ubapo Lyngdoh Ulapalat Pajba, Yakatup Jingrwai Jong U, Kabau Lo Aikarteng, The Search, Bat Mintapad, Uniu Samarangba. Ubadai ru menta u MLA Jongko West Shillong constituency ula penmi se Thup Jingrwai ka baar kapal ai kerteng the journey yakani ka Thup Jingrwai bathamai jong ba pol la pelaj pajba du menteri rangba ka jela u Conrad Kongkol sangba ha ka jingalang ka balalong ha Pinewood Hotel Shillong la pelaj pajba yakani ka Jingrwai ha ka ski ka bai kimi jong ba pol ikong pat sidora Lyngdoh idap nyu phundai snam ha kani ka jingalang kila don griu pau khmat kibalawan bansaki lang bagam Thup yu chief secretary gejala uba DP walang unong roi bapau uba lu majau la sakhi lang ru deki menteri sarkar kibahing bhasam pat ki paralok jong ba pol kibala shakhat smubha.
In a world that is increasingly wants us to confirm, bro, I've often wondered if the rainbow that comes after a hard day's rain would look as beautiful if it had but one single stream of band of color. All work and no play, and conversely, all play and no work would make Jill or Jack a very dull company. Blessed is he or she who finds a happy mix of the two. You refresh yourself from one by doing the other, and you end up excelling in both of them. Cause to the willing, our Creator a prism he will be, and he'll help disperse all our colors for the whole world to see. Most of us know Bapwal as the ex-student leader, an MDC, an MLA, and now a cabinet minister. But I wonder how many of us know that his work, Shithyar Kikana Lengkot, written when he was just 17, is studied at class 12 of MBOS. His return to poetry, released a few years ago, is studied in third semester Nehu. His poetry, Floodgates, was published by the Sahitya Academy, and his songs, Ri Pai Mei, Rilom, Lawai Kari, amongst others, released in the album Natwai Kat Onot, are songs which are as good as any songs that have ever been written. Now that he has chosen to give voice to his own lyrics, I strongly believe that this is a step in the right direction and that it will herald him to the place that he needs to be. To the naysayers, I say, please remember that a caterpillar into a butterfly to turn must first in the dark of the cocoon for light yearn.
Kikjat ng thad ng dubo Loodo Utaw yar yasun beneng Kumpang singat siya bandeng Kjat sengiru kim laweng kitlot ha Henry rilum waduka Yagi Oat klem ka Shisha Labun sin imantlo Kariang ikakot Badai da jing minot ngin sajo Jingrwai kawan raya senya Pinban klem don maka klur kinom pau satya hasun bneng Henrei rilum waduka Yagidaki shin minta Kun karinang ay mensir Temaga berkat ngin om lim Day hadin yulap kerja Sempelingun pau klem ka Oot klem ka Oot klem ka
Maybe 6 to 7 months back, I was going through the works of Eric Clapton. And I saw that during the lockdown, Eric Clapton had composed one very interesting album. And the album is, I forget the name, I think so, it's, I can't recall, but it's an interesting album, acoustic, in the line of Unplug, which he had done in 1992. It's something about Lady Stays Forever or something like that. I don't exactly remember. But it was an interesting interesting album. Many songs, some of them are a rendition of covers. And when I was listening to this album, I was thinking, why during the lockdown nobody composed any songs or any album in Shillong? We have so many musicians, so much of talent. And I was just thinking what happened to Paul at the time, what happened to Rudy Walang, what happened to our very own Lu Majao, who's present here this evening. I didn't hear of any collection or any album being made. Only when Paul rang me about 1 week back, and I went through the background of the card, I realized that he was the one who actually composed a couple of albums during the lockdown. And the first one has already been launched, and the second one is being launched today. Bapol, of course, we met 20 years back, if you remember. In 2003, when I was Deputy Commissioner, and you came and filed a nomination. Before that, of course, you were a big hero as the president of the Students' Union, all that, and had just got into the civil service also at that time. So I said, one day we'll surely meet. And of course, we did meet when he came and filed nominations in my room, and 20 years we have traveled together with a lot of fond memories together. We all know about Bapol, multi-talented, a poet, a songwriter, a musician, a politician, but more than that, graduating into a statesman now. And I'm sure that with your power of thinking, your articulation, your cogent way of expressing things, I'm sure you still will surely go a long, long way. When you're celebrating the 50 years, I remember very clearly, I compared you to Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, a songwriter, a poet, same we have with our own Lyngdoh local Bob Dylan. And in fact, today I came to know that even your poetry has been acknowledged by the Sahitya Academy. And I was mentioning last time also that Bob Dylan's poetry is also read in Oxford. So I'm sure that, of course, now we have our own state university, surely, because of the, we're starting a faculty of folk music and folk art and all that. I'm sure that all these poetry of yours, music of yours will also be read and taken cognizance in the university, I'm sure. So, sir, I wish you all the best. You've had a very good journey. And with the launch of this album, may the future journey also be fruitful. I'm sure that you'll prosper in whatever you do. We have very high hopes as far as your career is concerned. We have very high hopes in your music, very high hopes in your prose, in your writing. and also in your poetry.
I was bitten by the love bug once, and straight into the arms of a girl. There were moments of tenders and warmth. She became my good love child. I defined my world to the compass of her being. Dreamed the end of suffering. But a dream isn't what it seems. I carry in my mind the memories of you that once was pure magic between us two. How they shaped the years, filled a cup of joy, made us smile and laugh, even through tears. 'Cause memories and moments are what we live for. In between the continuum of life, you'll never know what it means to me to have had you as part of my journey.
The way I see things, it's very, very colorful, and it smells of money. So everyone is very not rich. I think everyone, almost everyone, except Lumajao, I think everyone is very wealthy to splurge so much, which is very, very good, of course. But then part of that wealth, if you can generate it somewhere else in some corners, for some people who are struggling musicians, that will be even better. But thank you so very much, Paul, for whatever you have contributed to the field of songs writing. I will not say that you are a songwriter, neither a singer, but definitely you are somewhat of a lyricist. So that means a hell of a lot to me. And at first, well, I'll share this with everybody over here, because I don't think they know this part of the story. Because the first time when I heard the name of Paul Lyngdoh, well, to tell you the truth, I did not like it at all. But then it's only when I came across a book called Floodgates, the writings over there, it meant a hell of a lot to me. Then who is this person? I said, Paul Lyngdoh. Paul Lyngdoh. We've got a couple of Paul Lyngdoh, maybe 3 or 4. So I took my time to find out. And sure enough, I went over to Paul Lyngdoh over here, from Mauprem, of course. Thank you so very much. I was touched by that. And then later on, that was a couple of years back, when he had released The Search. But to tell you the truth, I'm still searching for that. I don't know from where we get the album. And now we are on a journey. So I am still on a journey like everyone. But kindly share your music to simple earthlings like us in the form of a hard copy, be it in a book format or a CD, so that we can extend support by buying. Because the only way to extend support to an artist is by extending financial support. We don't need the sweet, sweet talks. we need a financial support. So I'm sure you need that as well. So Paul kindly bring in a book format of all your songs that you have written, and also in a CD format. Why I'm saying that? Because lots of you must have had a good laugh. You say, what the hell is wrong with that clown? At this time and age, we use pen drive. We have Spotify, we have this, that. Those things are outdated. I'll tell you, my friend, it's not outdated. Because, I'll tell you, come 16th of August, Lumajang will release a vinyl record, whatever you want to call it. So how many of you have a player? So you'll have to spend not less than 5,000 to 7,000 minimum. So spare your money right from this evening, because the costing of that vinyl, it's 2,999. Okay, so Paul, please share your writings with simple earthlings like us. Thank you so very much for everything. God bless you with health and peace. Kublai.
That in the middle of all the wonderful music, you have few of us giving this speech. And I was thinking why this is happening. And then I realized that the MC has been very intelligent. Because you only realize, white when there is black, or black when there is white. So everything has to be relative. So when you see a bad speech or somebody speaking bad, then you hear a good song. The song becomes much better after you go through this boring speech that is there. So I guess it is more to do with the relative aspect. But nonetheless, I really would like to thank our MC. And of course, would like to thank Paul for having invited each and every one of us here on this occasion of the second launch of the launch of his second album, which is The Journey. I was just speaking to my colleague, Balakmin Rumbui, and he was whispering into my ears. He said, how does Paul find time to write? I mean, with all so much happening in the world today and so much of things in his own personal capacity as a politician and a leader, and we know how politics is, how demanding it is. You must be really passionate about what you do. And therefore, I really appreciate this effort and this entire work that has been put in, because it is the passion that you have for music and for writing, whether it's poetry, whether it's literature, or whether it's music or songs. I think it speaks a lot about who you are and the way you follow your passions. And when he invited me to be here today on this program to launch it, as correctly mentioned by him, we are both politicians and we are both struggling musicians, so we are similar in nature. So I could see where he's coming from. And when he told me that he's going to be launching this, I was amazed. I kept asking him 3-4 times, you're saying that's your album? He's like, yes, I wrote it. I said, you wrote it and what? He said, I sang in it. I'm like, I can't believe it. That, as correctly mentioned by Malakmen Rumbui, that you actually have 2 albums. I mean, I would love to do that myself. I don't think I'll ever be able to do it. So, a great work, and really I would like to congratulate Paul for having achieved this. We just heard the medley that was sung by some of the choir singers and some of the wonderful singers that we had. And I asked Paul after they were finished, I said, do you believe that those are your songs? He said, I almost didn't recognize, those songs. And that's how it is, that today we have people singing the songs that you wrote and you composed. So I'm sure that this is a very great moment for you. I'm sure that you are very satisfied and very happy as a musician and as a songwriter, that today your music is being played, being sung by other artists. and being appreciated by thousands. And yes, I would like to request each and every one of you, those who of course would prefer CDs, well, I think we should make CDs available. And those who are not able to or cannot relate to CDs anymore, please, I think it's available online, I'm told, whether it's on Spotify and other apps that are there. So I'm sure that you will be able to get access to it. And I would request that one should definitely go into these apps and get these songs and definitely listen to them. On a very serious note, I should say that this is a great example. Bapol is not just a person who's a musician, but he is the Minister for Tourism in our state. He is the Minister for Art and Culture in our state. And keeping in mind the kind of culture that we have, the kind of tourism potential that we have, I think it's a great example for the rest of the country to have a person like him to be our ambassador for the tourism sector, to have him as a person who would be selling our state in terms of the tourism that is there and being able to attract tourists to come in here. It's great to see that we have the right person at the right place to be able to really take our tourism sector forward, a person who will be able to understand the nitty-gritties of these aspects, and it gives me a lot of hope that we will see the tourism sector, the music sector, as well as our other art and culture sectors really grow in the state in the coming days and years. I also would like to mention that as a government, music is one sector which we have been really focusing on. In fact, about 3 years back, we had a very detailed discussion with a large number of artists and musicians, and we asked them, what is it that is missing? How can we make things better? Why aren't we be able to get out the potential that's there in music and be able to provide the kind of opportunities that we could, or even raise the kind of economic activity in music? And a lot of ideas started coming out, and one of the ideas that came out during those discussions was the Meghalaya Grassroots Music Program. And you're aware that through this program, we have started this initiative to now fund different artists who are, who have the talent, but they are not able to showcase their talent. So what we do as a government is we pay these artists to perform in different parts of the city, in different tourist centers, and almost close to hundreds of artists, I don't have the exact number with me, but hundreds of artists throughout the state today are getting benefit out of this grassroots music, Meghalaya Grassroots Music Program. And I'm sure that in the coming days and months, we will be able to explore and expand this program into something much bigger. Apart from this, we are also ensuring that as many platforms are available in terms of large events, music scenes that can be held, we are very keen to ensure that more of such events take place so that our musicians can get accessibility to it. In the larger picture, without extending my speech too much, I don't want to get too serious, but before we start enjoying, just 1 or 2 points about the youth aspect is that music and sports are two areas which we have identified to be sectors where we can create an entire economy around music and an entire economy around sports. So we will be working very aggressively, whether it's creation of more studios, whether it's availability of more equipments, whether it's training to be given at different levels, whether being able to market and commercialize the music at different levels, and more importantly, whether looking at our cultural aspect, looking into our own traditional music, looking at the uniqueness of the music that we have in Meghalaya, and how that music can come out for the rest of the world. I think these are areas which really need to be explored. And let me share with you that we as a government are very keen to ensure that all these aspects are looked into, especially when it comes to our own traditional music. I want to share with you that I was with Honorable Prime Minister about a month back, and in a one-to-one meeting with the Honorable Prime Minister, he was very, very keen to see the different traditional musics in different states and cultures come out. He wanted the uniqueness of the music of the tribes of Meghalaya and the Northeast and the different communities we have. How could these be showcased to the rest of the world? He wanted this music then to be connected with the rest of the music in the rest of the country, and how there could be fusion between the different musics in different parts of the country.
Music washes from the heart the dust of everyday living. And that is how I would respond to Marumbui's query. And also, Honorable Chief Minister has pointed out as to where and how do I find the time to write music. Well, in our profession, we face the music all the time. So let's also find time to also create music rather than just facing it on a daily basis. If you've noticed something about today's program, right from DP Walang, who spoke earlier, we chose speakers deliberately based on their link to music. I mean, he's not here just as Chief Secretary, but also as a music buff. And whenever we get to sit together, we will not talk about files and report. We do that in the Secretariat, but off the Secretariat, it has always been about which band have you listened to, which concerts have you been to. I think he just saw Wishbone Ash a couple of weeks ago. So that's the connect. And our Chief Minister, as I said earlier on, is not just a politician, but hugely talented as a guitarist. We've played together. He's particularly good at shredding. So he has been able to extract a promise from me that he will not sing, which I said on that condition. He said he would accept this invite. But we did not include guitar playing, so we will see a lot of that after this program. Our MC for the evening, Andrew himself, is one person I can spend hours and hours together with, because he writes his own stuff, sings them very well. He's also on Spotify. And I remember a month back when the grandson of Thomas Jones, the architect of modern Khasi literature, in the sense that he was the first to come up with our Khasi alphabet. When this grandson visited Shillong a month back, I didn't have the time to even get to go through his profile, but I remember that I addressed the audience at Niahu, and I said, I accepted to address this gathering because Andrew May, that was his name. Andrew is the name of one of the best friends I have in my inner circle, and May is the month when my mother was born. So it's a very lucky combination, which is why I spent time to share my thoughts with that gathering. But friends, this evening is not about one individual. This evening is about re-energizing, stressing more, focusing more on the biggest USP that Meghalaya has. It's art, culture, and music. There is nothing that can stop us. The sky is the limit. And if you can think of the Shillong Chamber Choir entertaining President Obama in Delhi, it certainly is not a small deal. We have arrived. We have arrived. We have guys like Malu Majau here, one of the pioneers of the music scene in Shillong. We have guys like Rudy Walang, who is more known beyond the oceans of India, and he performs on a regular basis in Europe. If that is Shillong, why can't we sell this state as the ultimate music destination of not just India, I believe Southeast Asia. Why not South Asia? We are there. I particularly remember lines written by Sting in his autobiography. He was asked once, why are you such a successful solo artist? He said, I'm not a solo artist. Everything is teamwork. Even the guy who carries my guitar is part of my team and is part of my success story. So friends, while I'm humbled and honored by all the accolades I've received from all of you, I would like to shift the focus to why we are gathered here this evening. It goes beyond one person, beyond one family celebrating a birthday. It is the fact that Shillong and Meghalaya's music deserves to be celebrated. And the celebration has only begun this evening. Music by itself, by its definition, comes from the Greek name for it, which refers to the 9 muses. And a very happy coincidence is that in the Khasi tradition, we have Nyautrep, earthlings, like Lumajau mentioned earlier, but the nine families traditionally called Kandai Trep stayed thousands of miles away from us in the heavens. Kandai Trep, the 9 muses. They, in my interpretation, belong to that realm, the realm of the heavenly, and the arts can be nothing but heavenly. So, without taking more time, thank you everybody for making it to this evening's gathering. We here believing that Meghalaya has so much to offer to the rest of the world. And if Bob Marley, from a third world background and from the ghetto that he grew up in, could popularize his brand of music, so much so that we have their music and his birthday being celebrated here in Shillong, it's time that Meghalaya's music is also acknowledged by the rest of the world. We have that in us. You've seen the young kids performing. They had just a day to prepare themselves. And then they've done wonderfully well. Good, superb renditions. My message is to our young people. The sky is the limit. We're here to encourage you. We're here to support you. We're here to make sure that whatever is standing in your way, in your journey of making it forward, we're there to back you up fully. That is a commitment that the chief guest has made. It's a commitment we all are collectively making today, because, again, I would say this, go beyond the horizons, and there you will find for sure that Meghalaya has huge potential. Let's optimize that potential. Let's unleash that potential. Let's make sure that our young people, especially, do not go around with a defeated mindset, but go around claiming their rightful place under the sun. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, our dear May. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you. Happy birthday to you.